Hey everyone, this is Brian from ActiveMelody.com. I thought I'd throw together a simple lesson on how to play a more interesting blues rhythm in the key of E. So if you're playing rhythm guitar, most people kind of resort to the same old power chord thing when you're playing rhythm, but this is kind of a new twist on that, and I think you're going to like it, especially if you're interested in learning how to play some more interesting rhythms. This will work for an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar. If you want to download the jam tracks or the tablature for this, you can do so for free at ActiveMelody.com. So let's take a look at what you're going to learn. I'm going to assume that you know how to make an E chord, because that's the first shape you make here with your left hand. Now if you don't, look it up, but that's the only assumption I'm going to make in this, by the way. So make an E chord with your left hand there, and the first note you're going to play is the bottom E string, or the 6th string, and then we're going to do this little hammer-on thing. See what I did? And what I'm doing is I'm hammering on, and this is the E chord, but I'm removing my pointer finger, and I'm hammering on to that 3rd string, 1st fret. So I'm going, and then after that I do an upstroke like that with my right hand while this stays in the E shape. And so when I'm doing that upstroke, I'm not playing the whole chord, all 6 strings. I'm just playing maybe the top 2. If you happen to grab the top 3, that's okay. And that, before I would go any further, if I were you, if you're struggling at this point, practice that bit over and over again. In fact, it becomes its own little rhythm. Okay? So then, we're going to play an A chord. So I'm barring it with my middle finger. It may be easier for you to use your pointer finger, but I'm barring the top 4 strings, and I'm only playing the middle 4. So I'm playing the A string, or the 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. Those middle 4. Okay. Then I slide into this, and when I'm sliding in, what I'm sliding up to is I'm playing on the 3rd fret. The 2nd string, 4th fret, the 3rd string, those 2 notes. And when you slide into, I'm just kind of sliding up from the fret below it, so getting into that shape and then sliding up like that. And then I do another upstroke like we did before, and I'm grabbing the top 2 strings. Kind of cool, because that E note is just an open note that kind of rings. Back to the A, and then I do that little hammer on, and then down to the E, so it's kind of like this. Hear how I'm kind of completing it by hitting that low, just like you're going right back to the beginning. So that's the rhythm for the E part. Now we're going to jump up to the A, and I kind of slide up to this note, which is the what fret is that? That's the 7th fret on the 4th string. And then we go. What I'm doing there is I'm barring, so I'm sliding up to this note, and then I'm going to bar the top 3 strings on the 5th fret, and I'm going to do a hammer-on. Now when the notes I'm playing with my right hand, I'm only picking the 2nd and 3rd string, but I could pick all 3. It's just a little easier to grab those 2. So after you play that, you're gonna do that rhythm again where you're doing an upstroke and hitting the top 2 strings, just like we did before. Then there's I'm barring just the top 3 strings this time, and I'm really only playing the 2nd and 3rd string. But again, this is kind of like when we're down here. If you happen to hit that top string, that works too. Then I do that slide. Now notice it's the same pattern as we did down here. We've shifted everything up. Now there, since we can't do that open, you can do it, but it doesn't sound as good. So when I slide here, I'm only playing the 2nd and 3rd string. And when I do my upstroke, I'm upstroking on those 2 strings as well. So I'm not hitting this top E string when I'm playing up the neck. So then we go back to the A, and then back to that little hammer-on, and back to that first note that we started with the A part, which is that 7th fret, 4th string. Here it is really slowly. Okay, then we go back to play the E part, following the standard 12 bars. Then we come up and do the B part, and guess what? It's exactly the same as what we did for the A, except everything is shifted up 2 frets. Then we go back to the A. And then we go back to the E. Now, the way that I closed the song was with a little turnaround. So when I come, let's take it from the B. So we go to the A. Then when we come back to the E, I went. So what I did there was, I went to the E part. And here I went, I slid up to that little part, but I picked them apart note for note. So I went to the 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string. That open E. Love that sound. Then I slid back down. Hear that? That's just on the 3rd string, going down to the 2nd fret. Then I do the hammer on again, like we did at the beginning, down on the 3rd string from the open to the 1st fret. So it's, and then I do that upstroke, playing those top 2 strings. Got that? Then we do the. And what I do there is that's just an open A string or 5th string, 1st fret on the 5th string, 2nd fret on the 5th string, which and while you're doing those, play that when you get to this part. Make sure you're playing that with your middle finger, because your fingers can fall right into that B 7th chord shape, which looks like this. It's a your middle finger's here on the 2nd fret, 5th string. Your pointer finger is on the 1st fret, 4th string, and your ring finger is on the 2nd fret, 3rd string.